Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're diving headfirst into the shared cosmic stage of two absolutely massive ancient story worlds, Greek and Indian mythologies. We're going to be comparing everything from sky-dwelling thunder gods to deeply flawed mortal heroes, mapping out the really surprising ways these two completely distinct ancient cultures sought to explain the exact same universe. So, to kick things off, I want you to ask yourself a question. What exactly links a bolt-throwing king of Mount Olympus with a warrior riding a white elephant through the clouds? Well, by the end of this explainer, you're going to see how these two vastly different, geographically separated cultures basically told the exact same epic story. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll hit the birth of the cosmos, look at the Sky Kings, move into wisdom and war, follow some epic heroic journeys, and wrap it all up with massive wars for the cosmos. Let's get into it.
All right, part one, birth of the cosmos.
It all begins with absolute nothingness. In Greek myth, it's called chaos, just this infinite, yawning void that eventually gives birth to Gaia, the earth, and Arnos, the sky. But here's the crazy part. Indian mythology offers a near-identical concept. They call it nihila, or pure nothingness, which holds this Hiranyagarbha, a golden womb, incubating all of existence before the creator god, Brahma, actually brings reality to life. Think about how wild that actually is. I mean, despite thousands of miles and vastly different languages separating them, both of these ancient civilizations independently decided that existence didn't just wake up from something, right? It woke up from an infinite, total blank slate. Moving right along to section 2, the Sky Kings. Okay, so once you have a universe, you obviously need a ruler. Meet the mirror archetypes, Zeus and Indra. Zeus is the undisputed king of Olympus, hurling his thunderbolt with his sacred eagle by his side. And then look at Indra, his Vedic twin. He commands the storms with his own thunderbolt, the Vajra, while riding Airavata, this magnificent white elephant. They're both stormbringers, and they both slay these giant serpents or monsters to bring order to humanity. But these figures are way more than just weather systems personified. Both of these imposing storm gods are really the ultimate protectors of cosmic balance. The Greeks philosophically called this universal justice Dike, and over in India, they called the exact same concept of natural order Rita. Their thunderbolts aren't just weapons. They are literally the tools used to ruthlessly enforce this vital balance.
Which brings us to section 3, wisdom and war.
Because ruling the cosmos requires a lot more than just brute force. Take Athena, the Greek goddess of wisdom. She literally bypasses a natural birth to spring fully formed right out of the skull of Zeus. Now compare her to Saraswati, the Indian goddess of knowledge and music, who miraculously emerges directly from the breath of Brahma. Both are supreme intellects born straight from the mind of a creator god, guiding mortals through art, strategy, and wisdom. Now, intellect and strategy are absolutely crucial, for sure. But what happens when maintaining that cosmic order, that Dike or Rita, actually requires pure physical combat? When negotiations fail and swords are finally drawn. Well, when those swords are drawn, the cultures actually diverge in a really fascinating way. The Greek Ares is terrifying. He's this brutal, unpredictable personification of pure bloodlust. But Indian mythology gives us Kartikeya, also known as Skanda. He's the supreme commander of the Devas, but unlike Ares, his warfare has a divine purpose. He isn't fighting just for the thrill of violence, he's fighting specifically to restore and maintain cosmic harmony against demonic forces. Let's step down to the mortal realm in section 4, epic heroic journeys. Down here on Earth, the shared DNA of human storytelling becomes even more obvious. The Greeks give us Hercules, agonizing through his 12 labors to conquer death itself. And the Indian epic, the Mahabharata, gives us Bhima, son of the wind god, who is defined by identical demon-slaying superhuman feats. And if we look at epic voyages, Odysseus's grueling 10-year journey to reclaim his home flawlessly mirrors Prince Rama's arduous 14-year exile in the Ramayana. And the details of these voyages are just incredibly similar. Both of these tales heavily feature a hero forced off his path. We're talking harrowing shipwrecks, wandering in the wilderness, using cunning disguises to trick enemies, and facing off against menacing figures like Greek monsters or Indian rakshasas. Plus, there are crucial divine interventions that ultimately step in to guide the battered heroes toward a triumphant return. So the names and maps change, but the core human struggle is completely universal. It really shows us that whether you lived in ancient Athens or ancient Iota, human beings have always craved stories of resilience, redemption, and fighting against impossible odds. It perfectly connects our modern love for the underdog right back to our ancient ancestors.
And finally, Section 5, Wars for the Cosmos. Ultimately, all these individual paths converge on an absolutely apocalyptic scale. In Greek myth, it's the Titanomachy, the cataclysmic war where the younger Olympian gods violently overthrow the older Titans for a brand new cosmic order. And Indian myth gives us the exact same world-shaking premise, the Deva-Asura Wars, where celestial gods fight an endless, brutal war against demonic forces for supreme control of reality.
But hey, winning the universe requires more than just showing up. Cosmic victory demands highly complex alliances, cunning stratagems that completely outsmart the enemy, and unleashing absolute earth-shattering power. Whether that's Zeus striking the final blow with his thunderbolt, or the devastating sweep of Shiva's trident turning the tide of the war. By placing these stories side by side in this explainer, we can clearly see the underlying architecture of human imagination. Whether it's the Greeks staring out from the Mediterranean or ancient Indians looking up at the Himalayas, both mythologies brilliantly illuminate our shared universal human longing to understand our place in the universe, to define strict codes of morality, and really to grapple with our ultimate destiny.
As we wrap up this incredible journey from Mount Olympus to Mount Meru, I want you to reflect on all these mirrored histories, from the Golden Womb to Zeus and Indra, all the way down to Hercules and Bhima. Ask yourself, which parallel surprised you the most? Think about that as you continue your own epic journey of learning. Until next time, keep analyzing the world around you.